What's going on, guys, and welcome back to The Edge, where we help high performers drop stubborn belly fat, build strength and muscle, and reignite their energy and drive no matter how busy life is. I'm Owen Keeley, performance coach, international athlete and national record holder. I've helped hundreds of high performers rebuild their bodies, energy and focus, all by installing proven, time efficient and decision light systems through the Everyday Stronger method. This is where we break down those systems, share the principles behind them, and help you take back control of your body and your life. Let's get into it. A good warm-up is one of the most misunderstood parts of training. Some people treat it like a 20-minute stretching class, and others skip it completely and dive straight into their working sets. Both approaches leave performance on the table. A proper warm-up has one goal: to get your body ready to perform. That means raising your temperature, activating the right muscles, and gradually preparing your nervous system for heavier loads. If you're part of the Everyday Stronger method, you already have specific warm-ups built into your plan, so you can focus on executing them well. But even if you're not, today's episode will help you understand exactly what your warm-up should include and how to ramp into your main lifts the right way. By the end, you'll know how to warm up smarter, lift stronger, and save time in the process. So by the end of the episode today, you will know exactly how to, first of all, build or refine a 5 to 10 minute warm-up that actually prepares you to lift. 2, fix tight or problem areas without wasting time. 3, use the right number of warm-up sets before your heavy lifts, backed by research. And 4, apply simple practices you can keep for life, whether you train with us or on your own. So to hop straight into number 1, what a good warm-up should include and what it shouldn't. A warm-up isn't about doing every mobility drill you've seen on Instagram. It's about readiness, physically and neurologically. An effective warm-up has 3 parts. First one is to raise temperature. 5 minutes of light cardio or dynamic movement to just increase blood flow and temperature. This can be something like walking on a treadmill, it could be skipping, it could be jogging, whatever works for you. Number 2, activate and stabilize. So for this, we're looking for quick, specific drills that turn on the muscles you will use in your workout. For example, glute bridges before squats, band pull-aparts before pressing. You want to develop and design a sequence here that work well for you. And number 3, prime movement patterns. We want to move through the positions that you'll train here. First, under light load, focusing on control and depth. If you don't have a structured warm-up, start by building one that hits these 3 steps for your main training patterns. Keep it under 10 minutes. Remember, more isn't better, better is better. Step number 2, quick fixes for tight areas. If something feels tight or uncomfortable on a given day, don't be afraid to add 1 or 2 targeted movements in before your session. These can easily be tacked on top of your already put together warm-up template. So to give you a quick list of common tight areas and mobility drills that you can do to help benefit you in your session. If your hips are tight, try an elevated pigeon stretch, holding for about 30 seconds per side, and think about pulsing in and out so that it's more of a dynamic stretch pre-training. If your knees are sore, throw in some banded terminal knee extensions. Make sure to squeeze your quad, hold for 1 to 2 seconds per rep. This is really going to help to get blood into that tendon and increase your pain tolerance. Number 3, if your lower back is feeling stiff, throw in some Jefferson curls, starting very, very light with these, either an empty bar or a very light kettlebell, going for 3 to 5 slow reps with a pause down the end. If you have a stiff upper back or neck, add in some cat-cows, some head circles and trap stretches. If you have a tight chest, one really beneficial primer here is a slow eccentric chest fly. You want to think about keeping it very, very light here, going for sets of 5 to 8 reps, and you're looking for a 3 to 5 second eccentric or way down on each rep. Don't overthink it when it comes to these things. Just 1 to 2 minutes on these additional exercises to help you loosen up wherever it needs to be loosened before the session. Don't overthink it, but adding in 1 or 2 exercises where necessary is going to make sure that you're keeping your warm-up specific to your body as it changes with your training, and ensures that you don't force anything unnecessarily. Step number 3, how to ramp up into your main lifts. So this is the big one for today. And here is where most people go wrong. So they either jump straight from an empty bar into their working sets, or they spend 20 minutes doing every single weight in the gym in between. The goal here is to ramp efficiently. So we're looking for enough volume or reps and sets to activate your nervous system, but not enough to cause fatigue before your working sets. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Strength Conditioning Research found that lifters who performed a single warm-up set roughly at 80% of their working load produced significantly higher training volume and power output than those who stayed lighter throughout their warm-up. This means the key isn't doing more warm-ups, it's doing the right ones. And as a general rule of thumb, for our bigger compound lifts, so the likes of our squats, deadlifts, benches, cleans, we want to think about having 3 to 4 warm-up sets. And these sets will be ramping, i.e. starting with the lightest and working your way up through the percentages over those 3 or 4. An example of what this could look like would be the first set would be empty bar, just to prime that movement pattern. Set number 2 would be 50% of your working weight for one set of the prescribed reps of your working sets. Set number 3 would be 70 to 80%. Again, the same reps as your working sets. And then from here, we would be into our working sets. This is obviously a rule of thumb. There are caveats. There are going to be individual preferences. Not everyone is going to warm up the exact same way, but this is a very good place to start. For secondary lifts, we want to think about having 1 to 2 warm-up sets for each. So keeping this one simple, sticking with your working reps for every set that we're doing. We want to start the first set on about 60% of the working weight for that day. Second set is going to be in and around 75% of the working weight for that day. And then by our third set, we are into working weight. For accessory work, 1 warm-up set is going to be plenty. So just hitting one set between 60 to 70% of working weights is going to be plenty. You shouldn't feel fatigued after warming up. You should feel switched on and ready to go. And step number 4 is going to be to keep it systematic. So if you already have warm-ups in your program, trust them. If not, pick a small, repeatable sequence that covers your key patterns, key areas that you are working on with your body specifically, and rehearse it each time. This removes friction and makes every session start the same way: calm, focused, efficient, and specific. The key takeaway is that warm-ups should serve performance, not replace it. Stick to short, specific prep, then ramp your way up to working weights intelligently. You'll lift better, waste less time, and recover faster. And if this episode helped clear up how to warm up properly, share it with someone who still jumps straight from empty bar to heavy sets. It might help them train safer and stronger, and it also helps us grow the channel organically, which genuinely means a lot. As always, if you've any questions about warm-ups, mobility, or training structure, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram or an email. Best of luck applying this. Let's get after it.